everybody, my name is Doug, and this is guitar lesson number 10 of my beginner guitar series. I thank you so much if you've gone through all 10 sessions, 10 weeks with me. This has been a blast to do this, and I hope it's very helpful. I try to put them in chronological order so you can progress in a natural way. So this is going to show you the main riffs or chord progressions for two really great classic songs, Slidin Away by Paul Simon and I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. If you want the full examples, you can follow the links below and check them out on my page or Patreon or wherever. Okay, so if you're following along in the ebook, this is lesson 10. The chord boxes are there in the tablature, and let's jump in. Last week we learned the alternate G chord, which is the third finger and the fourth finger here, and then the second finger here. And the reason we said that was important is because if you're going to get to a C chord, you can move that very quickly from one to the next, okay? Well, Slidin Away is a perfect example of that, because in this song, what I like to do is play, there's your G, right? No big deal. I just play it with these two fingers, and this finger mutes out the fifth string because I don't want to play that note, okay? So that's the first thing. So that note's not being played because I've angled this third finger enough to mute it out. But on beat 2, I'm going to take my second finger, my first finger, and I'm going to put that down as if I was playing a C chord. So this is sort of like a C with a G in the bass. It's like a C-G mix. So this is on the second fret of the fourth string. That's on the first fret of the second string. And if you play one, then the next. You know how nice that sounds? And it was like one, I'll just say down, up. Eighth notes, 4/4 time. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And if you put a swing to it, remember we talked about clop, 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 like a horse walking real slow. That's swing eighths versus straight eighths, right? So being able to know the difference. Then you get the feel. Slide away, that kind of thing. Then it goes to an E minor. We know E minor from lesson 1. Another technique I like to use, and that's all noted there, and I'll just describe it here if you don't have the ebook, but you should, it's free, just grab it. This is like low-high idea. So it's an E minor, instead of playing all the strings at once. Nice, okay, fine. But check this out, I do low-high. It creates texture to what you're doing. So I'm gonna play the low 3 strings, then the high 3 strings. Still swinging 8 notes. Right? Then G, D, C, D, back to our shuffle thing. Okay, so that last bit there after the E minor is G, down, up, D, down, up, C, back to the D, and then onto your shuffle. Okay, so that is really, really nice tune, Slidin Away. Love that song, really beautiful. Nice acoustic guitar song, right? Okay, so I Won't Back Down. Great song by Tom Petty. Kind of goes like this. No, I won't back down. You probably heard that song before. So let's talk about this one. We've got 8th notes again. And this is straight 8th notes. Dot, 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 dot. Whereas Slidin Away was dot, 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 dot. So again, I'm trying to show you the differentiation. You got to be able to discern between straight 8ths and swing 8ths. Each song's got its own swing pattern, its own pattern of rhythm, right? So E minor, D, G. Now you can play this G, which is like the the first G we learned, and the E minor, which is the first E minor we learned, I would recommend that. And when you come up here to the D chord, these two fingers come up, but they split apart, and you have to put the D chord in like a little triangle. We've talked about that. So E minor. I like this too because we have to switch on that G on the and of 4. So we're gonna go down, up, switch to D, down, up on the G. And that's called the and of 4. And the musical word for that is called anticipation. So instead of putting the G right on the 1 of the next measure, you put it on the and of 4 of the previous measure, anticipating the next measure, and it pulls the listener forward because it gives you this forward momentum, anticipation. If I count it out, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. See how it feels like you're moving forward? This time go to a C. Same thing, you're anticipating that. Okay, another thing about this, and then I'll leave you alone. E minor, up to the D, no finger can stay. It's a big jump, right? And then when we go to the G, again, you can't really keep a finger. But when I go from G to E minor, the first finger stays. You can see that. Now, when I go from D to the C chord, no finger can stay, but when I go from C to E minor, the second finger stays. So these are little tricks that I always like to tell my students. If you have a finger down that is shared between a common note between two chords, use that to your advantage, you know. Don't lift up and put back down, lift up and put it down. Try not to squeeze so darn hard. And if I can see your thumb, in college, my professor would put a black magic, he'd have a big Sharpie and he'd go like that. And all the other guitar players knew that you had bad technique because he hit your thumb, No, I don't want to see that thumb, unless you're Jimi Hendrix, but clearly we're not. So around the back of the neck, wrist here, elbow in, angle's not pressure, don't squeeze too hard. Give yourself a break, Guitar is hard. It takes a long time to get proficient, but it's a beautiful, wonderful journey, and I thank you for joining me on this, my 10-step program, and like and subscribe to my channel, fingersonthefrets.com, my website, or join me on Patreon, and I will see you in the next video.